Okay, I won't even try to find those. Okay, so we have these three components of the object. I want to check this out too. Since this one is the one that I made editable, which means that I can like choose the components. What if I wanted to like move it, like, left to right? So I would click on this right here. So there's model mode where you click on this and then you can click on one of the components. And then if you want it to like get back into a mode where you can move the whole object, just click on this right here. So there's this object mode, model mode. I just really what I do is I click on the object, click on this, mess with the components. So let's say I'm going to mess with this. And if I need to move it, click back. And now we can like move the whole object. All right. So let's say I've made it into it's in editable mode, but I wanted to add, let's say, another edge onto here. What I'll do is I'll click on edges and then I'll right click and then I'll go to something called loop path cut. And now I can go on my object and all I have to do is choose an axis, or choose an edge to make an extra edge along. And so if I were to click, let's say here, and I've got myself an extra edge. Now, the cool thing about this program is because I made that edge, it's saying, okay, from this, let's say this is like 1 and this is 100. So it's going from 1 to 100. So if I wanted something in the middle, that would be like 50%. So if I go here, I can move this and now it's at 50%. And then I can actually go in here and I can type in 50 if I wanted to, right? So get it right there. Now let's say if I wanted 25%, same thing, 25, I can place it right here. So this, if I could turn my screen, like if I could rotate it to the right, you know, just think about this point is this, and then this at the edge of the scale, it's that. So if I slide it up and down, this is what I'm getting. Now I can actually add an edge too. If I click right here, now I got two. So I can move this one independently and then move this one. Same thing, I'll do like 3, 4. Now if I click on this, I guess it's making them even. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the point of this is. The cool thing is I can go back and take them away as well. I guess this just like makes them. Oh, I think I know what this is doing. So if I move this here and here, I click on this. Okay, so what this does is this makes everything even. So if I have all these messed up and they're not like really spaced out evenly, I click on this, and no matter what the number, and if I jumble them up, that will make it even increments. So looks like it's 30%, which is pretty cool. And as always, if I now that I'm in this tool right here, I to get out of it, because it's always going to be active, it's going to keep on going. So whenever you want to like stop a tool from moving, I mean from continuing, you click, you press 9 and then you get back in this mode. All right. So 9 does it all. Okay. The next tool mess with is, oh yeah, if I want to get like an edge myself. Like let's say I want to get one of these and I want to move it up and down. I can't just like click it and double click on it. I have to what is it? I think you have to type UL. No, that's not it. Let me see. UL. Oh no, that was it. UL. So I'm just typing in UL. I'm holding down L, and then I can get the whole loop. So UL. Yeah, now I can just click, and I get the whole loop. If I want to get out of that, press 9. Now I'm back into regular mode. So if I want to grab a single edge, it's going to be like that by default. And if I want to grab the whole ring, I could hold down shift and just go across this whole thing, but I'm not going to do that. So you type in UL, and then your icon changes like this, and that means you get the whole thing. So now I can grab something like this. I'll hold down shift to grab another one, hold T, and now I have this. All right. The next tool I'm going to teach you about is called extrude. All right. So I want to extrude a face. Let me do this with a cube. So choose my cube, press E. I'm moving it. I press S. I'll give it a couple segments just to do it. Oh, actually, I won't even do that. I'll press C to make it editable, right? And I'll add my own segments. So I'll right click. I'll go to loop path cut. Yeah. Now I'm just clicking, making my own segments. All right, I'll press 9 to quit. Now, if I want to extrude this face right here up, right, I'll put it on, well, this is polygons, still a face. Click on this. And let's say I want to pull this up. If I click on it, it's doing that. And that's not really what I want. I want to extrude this. So I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go to extrude right here. I click on this. Now, since this is activated, I just click in my viewport and drag to the right. And that's how you get this extruded. If I want it to happen again, I just click again, and then it does it again. So let me do that one more time, right? I'll press 9 to quit the tool. Remember, when you see the icon, that means the tool is activated. So I'll click on the face again, right click, extrude, click, and I'll drag. Now, also what we have over here are controls. So I can take this and drag it up and down. And it also goes inwards as well, right? And I can click on this offset. Well, actually, not the offset. Yeah, subdivision. So now I'm adding divisions through my extruded face. And because this is still like here and activated, oh no, it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. I guess you have to keep it with this tool. Hmm. That didn't work quite like I thought it was. So let me try this again. I'm going to click on it, right click, extrude, click, drag. Okay. So I guess the rule of thumb is like drag it where you want it to be, and then these will dynamically like scale. So if I want this to be higher, you know what I think it was? I think because I messed with offset, it did something. Because now if I, however high I want this, these subdivisions remain even. All right. So we have this right here. All right, cool. Now if I want to do it again, I just click on a face, another face, and just click and drag. And then it keeps the same settings that I had before. Now I believe if you click, so I hold down shift and I click both of them and I drag. It just keeps on going, as you can see. All right. So click, drag. Not sure what that is. Okay. So this is how we extrude. And as always, if we want to quit the tool, we press 9. Okay. Now, there's something called beveling, which is basically, let's see, if I take this cube right here, I'll press S to zoom in. The wireframe's already on. And I go to fillet. So fillet gives it like the roundness on the edges, as you know. So we can adjust it right here. And I think there's some controls on it as well. All right. I thought there were. Oh, yeah, there are. So I didn't see those controls because I didn't click on this. Right. So remember, there's the object and the model mode. So clicking on that gave me my controls right here. So this right here is the what's called fillet when the object is at its beginning stages, but then what we call this process beveling. And the more edges, the rounder it looks. All right. So if I was to shift click, I'll drag this way. Well, actually, I'll take off this bevel, and I'll press C to make the object editable. I'll go over to edges, and then I'll go over to this rectangle selection, select the whole thing, so I have all the edges, and then I'll right click and I'll click on bevel. Now I'll just click in the viewport, and move. Now we have something similar to what we had over here, but we're in our editable stage or phase or mode, I should say. All right. So if I want to make it rounder, I just go over here and I click on the subdivision, which is basically giving me what this was over here. All right. So I'm going to Control Z and I'm going to press 9 to get out of this. And this is what I'm going to do. Actually, let me look at something very quickly. All right. So let's say I want to make something like a hammer. All right. So what I'm going to do is scale this out. Control Z. It's about the right shape. I'm going to put it in my face mode. Click on one face, click on the other one. Now I'm going to extrude. Right click, extrude, click, drag. Whoa, there's a lot of subdivisions. I don't want that many. So I'll just go like this. And of course, we have our offset right here. Subdivision. Not sure what that does. Or this either. Anyway, all right. So I'll click this right here, and I'll press T now to scale. And I'm scaling it in, right? So what I did was we can scale it, both of these faces like this. We have this right here. Cool. Now I'm gonna take this face, this face, this face, shift this face, right click, extrude, click and kind of drag. See what it's doing. It's going out. Now I'm gonna press T to scale, kind of like scale it in a little bit. All right, I like that. Now I'm gonna bevel this to make it softer. So I'm gonna grab these edges right here, select them all. Oh, and I'll do this with this rectangle selection. Select everything, right click, and then I'll go to bevel. Oh, wait. I think I did that wrong. Went backwards, press 9. We go here, rectangle, select everything, right click, and bevel. Now I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to click and drag. So now we see this is like softer. I can make the subdivisions a little bit less. Something like that. Cool. I'll press 9, click off. Now, often if I want to see the object, I'll just press like NG. What was it? I'm sorry. NA, right? And that's just so I can see it like this. Really, I didn't need that extra extrusion. I just kind of did it. All right. So now I'm gonna make myself a hammer handle. I'll go over here, get a cylinder, take it, drag it, put it up right here. I'll use my 4-way view. S to center. Now this is one of those times where you want to get in here and make sure that all of this is correct, like your scale. So middle mouse button click, because that handle's a little bit too wide, so bring it down. I'll scale it up. Here we are. All right, cool. I'll press actually what I'll do is I'll take both of them and drag them up. Click on this. Is it round enough? Press S. I'll use a little bit more divisions. Object, I don't know, 26, right? Cool. So now I press C to make it editable, or I'll just press this button over here. Right. Let's say the bottom. I want to make like a cool kind of handle. I'll go over here. I'll grab this face selection, and I can select these bottom faces two different ways. I can hold down left click and kind of like paint and drag. I mean, drag the mouse along it and paint it. Or I can go over here and I can grab these rectangles, select this, and now I have this whole bottom face. Now the difference between this and those other 3D programs, I'm not sure about. Well, definitely for Maya, if you if the selection selects a face, the whole face lights up, right? For this, you have to grab the entire polygon, right? So the selection has to be over all 4 edges in order for you to get that. So that's just something to know. So if I want this whole thing, I have to get that and then hold down control. And it's going to be hard too, because if I hold down control and try to like just highlight these faces, it doesn't work. So it's like something you'll get used to, but just coming from different programs, it can be a little bit confusing. All right, so you have this right here, and I want to make a bottom handle. So since I have all these faces right now, I'm going to right click, extrude. I can take these, Oh, wait. I did that the wrong way. Right click extrude. Now I click and drag. That's what it is. So I'll drag it here and I'll press T to scale. I'll scale it out. Right click, extrude. Click. So you see what I'm doing? I clicked it one time. Now I clicked it again. Now I clicked it again. I press T. Right click, extrude. Go down again. Now let's say I want like uh, a part of this to go in and like kind of taper inside. Let me press 9 to quit, and I'll type in UL to get the edge loop. Or actually, I guess I don't really need UL because I'm gonna make my own edge loop. So I'll press 9 to quit that, and I'll do right click and go to my loop path cut. So click right here and so click right here. Now press 9 to quit. What I'll do now is go to these faces. And there's two ways you can do this, right? You can type in NG to see wireframe and put it in this and then grab these faces right here in the middle. I can press middle mouse button click, zoom in, and I can use that and grab these faces. So there's two different ways you can do it. Only reason I typed in NG here is because I wanted to make sure I didn't grab anything like extra, because that can happen when it's if I type in NA, you can't see. If you've been doing 3D for a while, you can kind of like look at it and go, okay, I'll get it. Or you can also do this. You can type 9. I can do UL, and then that will also get me the what you call it, the loop. So UL works on everything. I think it works on points too. Yeah. So it'll give me the loop of these. So UL, I'm gonna type in 9 to get out of that. Anyway, I'll go back here, UL, grab this, and then I'll do a right click and I'll do a extrude. So click it and I like kind of taper it in, you know, and then I can press T to scale. So yeah, so that just gave us like a little bit of detail on our hammer or a handle, I should say. Cool. So click this S or O. And now let's say if I want this is a little bit too long. I'll do let me do NG NG. I'll go in my point mode. Now, what will happen is a lot of people will look at this and they'll go, "Oh, okay, I want this to be shorter," and they'll just go like this, right? Let me type in NA. And when you do that, what happens is that the whole thing shrinks. So you see this bottom part right here? If I try to just scale, then that squishes. So in a situation like this in G, I want to grab these points and I go to this rectangle selection and I'll just select them all or select at least these, or I guess in this situation, I can just grab this and drag up. These are unnecessary now, so I might as well delete them. I'm gonna type in, go to my edge, UL, NA, so I can see it. And I know in Maya, if I delete the edge straight up, it'll leave vertices. Let me see if this program does it. If I press delete, it gets the whole thing. So I have to right click. I think dissolve is it? Yeah. So if you want to delete an edge loop, you have to click on dissolve. So if I click on this and I just try to delete it straight up, it's going to delete the faces that are attached to it as well. Same thing right here. Click on this, delete, delete all, it'll delete this and that. So to delete an edge loop, right click, dissolve. Okay. Um all right, that's how you would do that. Oh, let me go back to this. I'll click on this, go to my points, and now I can move it, you know, and basically make the handle as long or as short as I want. All right, the next tool introduced is extrude. Now, let me get some cylinders. Let's say. So I got my cylinder over here. I'll press S to zoom in. I'll raise it up. Sometimes I don't like working below the grid. In B, see this? I'll hold down Control click. So I have both of these. And you know, at the same time, I'll press C to make it editable. So they're both editable. All right, so I have both of these cylinders. Now let's say I want to take this face and attach it to this face. All right. I have to hold down Shift. No, wait. I think I have to combine these. Hold Shift, right click. It is. I believe it's connect objects. So now connect it. We'll go to the face. I'll press 9. So click on, let's say, this face right here. Shift click on this face. And then I right click and I click on bridge. So click on here. I'll click there and I get this. So let me show you how this works. I'll explain a little bit more. I'll press 9. I'll click on one face. Well, we can do it with two faces too. So I'll click on both these two faces. And let's say I wanted to go to these two. So I'll shift click these two. So both of these, it has to be the same amount of faces, right? Then I right click and I go to bridge and I click on this point and I put it over here. So I'm looking at the points that I guess it would make the most sense to bridge. I let go and they're here. And yeah, with the subdivision, I can add divisions in between here. And then this spin steps, it kind of will twist it or spin it. And I press 9 and I put it in this mode right here. Now I have this shape where it's two shapes fused together. Whoa. What did I do? I have no idea what I did right there. I duplicated these somehow, somewhere. I don't know when I did it. So also be careful of that, because if you press Control click, you can duplicate an object really quickly. So I think I did that somewhere and I didn't notice. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So let me do another bridge. Actually, let me delete all this stuff. This is a lot of stuff. Oh, and if you see this check mark right here, this is like a visibility. But it's mainly for the objects that are only in that beginning stage, you know? So the rest of them don't have it. If you want to hide the rest of them, you'd have to click them and, you know, click on the what you call it, the red dot to disable the visibility. Or, you know, we could put them all in a group and do the same thing. Alt G, and then just turn off the visibility to everything of everything. So just let me get a, let's do torus. Press S to zoom in, control click. And I'll even move it over here a little bit. And what I can do is just grab, well, I have to select them both, right? Right click, connect objects, select the face, or I'll select a few faces. So I got 4 right there. Let's say I want these 4 right here. And then I right click, bridge, click on there to here. I got it. Now that spin steps thing is when let's say I choose this opposite section. Now it's kind of like, it's twisted. And if I want to make it straight again, I just go over here and I take this. There you go. Okay. Oh, I see what it's doing. So it keeps the original to, and then it like has the what do you call it? The combined object. Wonder what happened if we change this. Oh no. Okay, I guess it's just independent.